The Vice President's visit to San Diego is a fairly relaxed one, with only 2 events scheduled for today. His first commitment at noon, a speech before the American Apparel Manufacturers Association at the Hotel del Coronado. In it, Bush declared that a vigorous economic recovery has begun to take shape, pointing to a decrease in inflation and lower interest rates to back up his statement. Bush noted that President Reagan will soon meet with 7 world leaders to discuss world economy, and he left no doubt in any manufacturer's mind where the administration stands on protectionism.
And now when people get into economic trouble, they often say there's only one answer, and that's protection. It's true in Europe, it's true in Japan, it's true here. But if recession and unemployment represent the world's main problems, then no one can seriously suggest that the answer is to do less business. And that's just what protectionism, in its purest sense, leads to: less business.
Vice President's speech was optimistic and campaign-like. Perhaps he was gearing up for his second appearance tonight at Vacation Village at a fundraiser for the California Republican Party. Vice President Bush has an early start tomorrow morning on North Island when he tours the aircraft carrier USS Ranger at sea and views a weapons demonstration. Afterwards, the Vice President moves on to Los Angeles. Liz Pursell, News 8, Coronado.
Vice President of the United States.
Economic recovery, military strength, and 4 more years of Ronald Reagan. That's what Vice President George Bush was pushing tonight at the California Republican Party's $250 plate fundraiser. The Vice President asked repeatedly, is America better off today than it was 2 years ago? He says emphatically, yes.
While there was widespread unemployment during the Carter-Mondale years, maybe not 10.8, but widespread, without any light at the end of the tunnel, our basic industries today, the steel and the automobiles, have begun expanding again. And laid-off workers are being called back to their jobs. And General Motors alone has recalled more than 20,000 people. And since December, the unemployment rolls across the country have declined by some 655,000 people.
Mr. Bush also reaffirmed America's strong military position, despite recent proposals to cut the 10% defense budget increase by half.
I hope that the Congress will recognize that the way to get the arms reduction that everybody wants, including our president, is to redress the imbalance in military strength that clearly set in the late 70s. And we can argue and debate over levels, but that is the fundamental point.
The Vice President continues his campaign to sell the Reagan administration to Californians tomorrow in Los Angeles. Susan Lichtman, News 8, Mission Bay.